here.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite spinning star, the geek's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the SH Figuarts Chun Li figure, which I'm really excited to get into. We'll take a look at the accessories, we'll get into the figure, and then we'll get into the final thoughts. So, she comes with a wide array of hands, which is nice. She comes with 2 posing hands, left and right. She comes with 2 stop in the name of love hands, left and right. And then she comes with 2 karate or martial arts or whatever. I'm not sure the exact style that she practices, but 2 hands for that sort of thing. She comes with a special effect and a display stage for it. I hope they do this with all of the powers, because I'll have them displayed using all their kind of powers. So you plug that in there. This is actually a ball joint that plugs in here, and then you put her foot up in there and you're good to go. You probably can, yeah, you open that up like that, put the foot in there. I'm sorry, you open that up, you slide the foot in, and then you close it around it, and you should be good to go. And she comes with her background scene, which I'm guessing is accurate to the game. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it looks cool. You know, it doesn't stand the greatest, and it also, mine are, if you look, they're like a little warped. You know, that's just how they were in the box. But, you know, you take something like this and you put like a couple dictionaries on top of them and just sort of flatten them out for a day or two, and they should be fine. And she has 2 different faces. One is a little bit more of a smile, and then the other one is, you know, angry screaming, and we'll talk about the detailings, which are the same throughout when we get to the figure. This one, though, is missing, like, where they glue in this little wisp of hair. Like, there's some paint, like, where it looks like she has a part in her hair, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but worth mentioning. And then there it all kind of is. This can be a bit of a pain to work out, but once you have it, you'll be fine. Just when you go to connect it around, just make sure the foot is kind of flush alongside the cut of this effect, and it all should work. All right, let's get to the figure. And overall, I like it a lot. We'll talk about why. Double ball peg from the head into the neck, and then a single from the neck into the chest. You can get the head down to there, up to there, swivel, confused dog look, etc. Like we've already talked about, this wisp of hair is an extra piece that's glued in. The face, you know, removes, as you saw. So the back part is all stable, and then these bits had the gold paint applied to them, which look great, and then they swivel. So no issues whatsoever there. The eyes and face and all that stuff are painted extremely well. Fantastic job there. And then the gold paint is applied to the blue on most, and that's just kind of how it's done. And it's pretty clean throughout. And that's a lot of tight line work. We got a little bit of carried away here. There's going to be some imperfections. Individual results will vary, but overall, they did a really good job. The most sketchy part is down here where the chest is spreading the fabric. That's where it gets a little bit wonky, but that's where it should be a little bit wonky. So I think that ultimately it's fine. All that stuff is sculpted as well. So they do a pretty good job of staying within the lines, which is something that's hard to do on figures like this. And they did a really good job, all things considered. So the shoulders are on a butterfly joint. The nice thing is you can compress them, so you can hide the sculpt if you don't need it, and then you can bring it out and use it if you don't. So that's nice. I like that a lot. I love little stuff like that. It just shows a level of care that I dig. As the butterfly joint also has a ball peg that comes out and goes into a disc hinge with very limited articulation. That's because of the character design. You know, I don't know. I feel like maybe if the ball peg could compress, maybe they could have fit, but what do I know about it? That's a hard one to kind of fix. Ooh, but, you know, it is a bit of a bummer. It does, between the butterfly joint and then the additional ball hinge, like you do get a little bit of back and forth there, which is decent, and then you get a full bicep swivel where the arm plugs into it. So all in all, you can get pretty much everything you need, except, you know, like you can get up to there. It's interesting because it's a little bit limited, but you find yourself getting most of the poses that you would want. So not the best, but I think I'm okay with it. Single hinged elbow that gets you a great range, no problems there. We have the wrist gauntlets, they're black and then painted silver, and then the disc hinge, or ball hinge rather, for the wrist that swivels at both ends, so you should be able to get in, out, and up, down. No problems, except for that range. That's a little bit of a bummer. All right, so this piece here is on it's a floating piece of soft plastic, and it goes up underneath this chest piece, which feels like to me it's on a double ball peg. There is, like, can you hear it? Listen real quick. There is some like significant grinding there, which you want to be a little bit conscious of. Now, from the pelvis into the abdomen, there is another, it feels probably, yeah, it's a single, I can see it, but it works really well. So I would use the bottom one as much as you can, and then use the top one to kind of just finish it off, would be my suggestion. Underneath the floating piece, her onesie or whatever it is. So this is a part of figure reviews when doing female figures. It's a little awkward for me. And look, I don't want to have to be the one to tell you, but the truth is that somebody needs to. And who better than old Uncle Skullface? So sit down, son. If you've been waiting the whole video for this part of the review, I just want to let you know your dead great-grandmother is watching, and so is the deity you pray to. Think about it. The hips rather, are really well done. So you get almost the full Van Damme. I think we should give her the full Van Damme. You have a cover piece. All right, fellas, easy does it. We have a cover piece here that covers down on the joint, and I think it does a pretty good job. It's not perfect, and it looks, less perfect when you look at it from this angle, but I think for most angles that you're going to use, display-wise, I don't think you'll have a problem whatsoever. I think it's really well done. Great job. You also get forward on the same hinge at 90 degrees. So, like, what more could you ask for? Really, really, really well done. The legs have that darker skin tone, like it's like the, I don't know if it's pantyhose. I don't really know what she's wearing down there. It's something like that, right? But yeah, that works fine. And then that's all shaded, and it's shaded perfectly. Really well done. Single hinged, a knee works much better than Ryu's, in my opinion. But I'm not sure which of these reviews I'm putting out first. So spoilers, maybe, potentially. Thigh swivel, did I talk about that? That's on that hinge. And then the boots are extremely well sculpted and shaded, so that works well. And then articulation wise, you have a hinge here for an ankle tilt up, great down, a toe hinge, and it rocks. So a really, really, really phenomenal, probably better than Ryu effort here. Final thoughts wise, I think it's a tremendous effort. I think they did a really good job. I find myself, like, with very minimal effort, this is like, I shouldn't have messed with it. With very minimal effort, I'm able to come up with some really cool and dynamic poses, and she's extremely well balanced, probably one of the most well balanced figures I've messed with recently. And I just find myself, like, I mess with it for 2 seconds, and I'm like, oh my god, this pose looks great, and I mess with 2 more seconds, and same reaction. So yes, the sculpt, the articulation, all that stuff, the build of the figure, it all works perfectly. My only complaint with this figure is those shoulder pieces, and I'm not sure if there's a way around it, but I would have liked to have seen something more there, but that's it. I strongly recommend it. Everything works perfectly. The presence, the materials, the hardware inside, it's a tremendous job. Like, this is why I love this company. This is the reason. So I highly recommend it if you're a Street Fighter fan, or a Chun-Li fan, or a cool figure fan, or if you're like my boy Brave and just like to buy female figures. I strongly recommend it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.